ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम् वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ. Okay, so we're looking at Tatpurusha Samasa, which means it is Uttara Pada Pradhanam. And within Tatpurusha, we were looking at Karmadharaya Samasa. What's a Karmadharaya Samasa? That in which the relationship is with the Prathama Vibhakti. So one word in Samasa will be Prathama Vibhakti anyway. That is the Pradhana. But the relationship with that word is also in Prathama Vibhakti, which makes it both Prathama Vibhakti. And that kind of a compound, Samanadhikaranam should be there. They both have the same locus in view. Then that kind of a Tatpurusha compound is called a Karmadharaya Tatpurusha Samasa. And in that we saw the main thing is what? Visheshanam Visheshyena Samasyate. Sutra is Visheshanam Visheshyena Bahulam. So a qualifier combines the qualified. Sometimes the qualifier, qualified exactly are not so precise. Both may be qualifications possible. Right? So you have various possibilities, and we were looking at some of them last time. But I said the basic rule is that much. There's a qualifier, there's a qualified, both must be in the first case. If you have that working, then it's a karmadharaya samasa. The name is only useful for you to relate when we say in a class karmadharaya, you're able to connect. Oh, it must be this. Otherwise, the name is, once you understand the Vigraha Vakya, what does the name do for you? But then sometimes you see Bhashyakara will refer to something and say, this Tatpurusa or Bahuri will talk something. Then you should understand what it means. You know, in those circumstances, names are very useful, and that's the way we learn. We learn through names. So then we saw a certain variation there we said, which is a comparison is involved. A comparison is involved. So we said when the comparison is involved, there are two ways of saying it. One where the basis for comparison is part of the compound. And another where the basis for comparison is not part of the compound. Right? So one becomes upamana, means what? That which you compare with. So if the basis of comparison is there, you know, then that becomes the Purvapada. Like we saw what? Megha Shyamaha. Megha Shyamaha. So the upamana becomes the Purvapada when the basis of comparison is there. Shyama is dark. Dark like a cloud. When that is there, that when the basis of comparison is included in the compound, then the upamana will be the Purvapada. Will be the first word in the compound. And if the basis of comparison is dropped, then what is there instead? What is compared itself comes into the compound. And that is upamana uttarapada, is how Samskrita Bharati presents it. Right? Which we have not seen in greater detail yet. Right? So we'll go back to that now. We'll look at it and we'll move further. Okay? 2 seconds. I'll get my document open. here. Just a second. I have to restart things just before class. So I have some work to do. Okay. Okay. So we saw, see, all these classifications I told you are not critical, but still it helps to quickly see what are the possibilities. Visheshana Purvapadaha, where the adjective is the first word. Visheshana Uttarapadaha, where the adjective is second word in the compound, not very common. Visheshana Bhayapadaha, I would not get involved with this too much. I'll talk about it later, okay? Upamana Purvapadaha, this is one we talked just about. Meghaiva Shyamaha, Megha Shyam. Then Upamana Uttarapadaha, like what? Naraha Vyagraha Iva. What is the comparison here? Nara Vyagra. Vyagra is the Upamana. Who is being compared to it? A human being. Therefore, Nara Vyagraha will be what? Naraha Vyagraha Iva. Whereas here, Megha Iva Shyam. See, the reversal happens. So both are karmadharaya. But the relationship is expressed in a slightly different way because of the ordering of the words. Okay. So now let us go and look at that a little further. So we saw these last time. I hadn't put the meanings down. See, as I said, most of these words which you see in Samskrita Bharati are meant primarily to, because based on the sutra, they're giving examples for each word in the sutra. These are not the most beautiful words that we have to know every time, but example is based on sutra. Okay. So what it tells you is which word should come first. Without worrying, you know that if the word samana, jarat, purana, vira, nava, these are there in a karmadharaya, they will come first. They happen to be qualifiers. Okay. So that's the reason for a lot of these words. But otherwise, there is no great value for these compounds per se. All you have to know is, even if you see Uttama Purusha, you should be able to guess Uttamaha Purusha. If you can do that, you don't need to know that sutra so well. It doesn't matter, honestly. Okay. Then, Visheshana Uttarapada, I told you, is not very important for us. Kasuchi is not very good, so that comes later. Leave that out. Upamana Purvapada we saw. Kusumam iva komalam. Kusuma komalam. So soft or delicate like a flower. Vajram iva katuram. Hard like a diamond. Shailaha iva unnattaha. Tall like a hilak. Navanitam iva komala. Navanita is what? Freshly churned butter. Navanita komala is what? Soft like freshly churned butter. Comparison. Gaja iva sthula. Sthula means very gross, very big. Like what? Like an elephant. Big like an elephant. So in English, how would you say it? You would say elephant big. You know, butter soft. Maybe. I don't know if the word exists in English. But it should be possible, right? Hema iva ruchira. Hema means gold. Hema ruchira. Resplendent like gold. Right? Karpura iva gauraha. This you would have heard in some prayer sometime. Karpura gaura, etc. They're saying, you know, Arti. In the north, you'll hear this. What is Karpura gaura? Karpura is camphor. Karpura iva gauraha. White like camphor. Okay. Then last time the question was asked, so I thought I'll put that down. Kundendu tushara hara dhavada. That's the compound. Kundendu, ya kundendu tushara, that from that verse. Kundendu tushara hara dhavada. How did it come? Kundascha, induscha, tushara haraha cha. First one compound. That will become what? Kunda indu tushara haraha or tushara hara. Dvandva. Right? Now what? They all have what's in common? They're all white or very pure and clean. So that, one who is white or clean like these three is called Kundendu Tushara Hara Dhavala. Dhavala is Akaranta. Why? Because talking of Saraswati. Ya. Kundendu Tushara Hara Dhavala. Ya. You go on with this. Right? All that is qualifying Saraswati. Therefore, if you want to understand there, it cannot be talking of something which has that color. It is talking of Saraswati. Therefore, the same compound will become a Bahuri. He will say what? I'll say what? Kunda Indu Tushara. 1 second. Okay. No, it's okay because she is white. So we're fine with this. In this compound, it's okay. All right. But another compound. Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha. You would have heard this. If you listen to Lalita Sahasrama, you'll hear this. Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha. What does it mean? Udyat Bhanu Sahasra. Udyat Bhanu is what? Rising sun. Udyat Bhanu Sahasra means what? 1,000 of rising suns. Means infinite. Their shine, Abha. The shine, like the shine of 1,000 suns, will become what? Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha. And then, how else could I say it? I could say, Udyat Bhanu Sahasrasya Abha Iva Abha Yasyaha Sa. This is Bahurihi. Same compound. Could be taken as Bahurihi, could be taken as Karmadharya. Depends on context. Okay? Similar, very similar. They will look very similar. Similar, Pitambaraha. Pitambaram, yellow cloth. Pitambaraha, one who wears a yellow cloth. Right? So this is the example for upamana, what he calls upamana purva padaha. All right? And this upamana purva padaha now, and we have one more upamana uttara pada. So now, let us look at the sutra again for a minute so you can remember that better. Share that. Okay. So now 2153. This is the one we saw. Upamanani samanya vachanaihi. Upamanani samanya vachanaihi. What is samanya vachanam? That basis on which you compare. Softness, hardness, brightness, redness, whatever it is. Right? That basis. So that happens to be in the third case. Right? Upamanani is prathama bahuvachan. Whatever is in the prathama vibhakti comes first. It's called upasarjana. It's called upasarjana technically. Upasarjana purva. All right. Now the next sutra says upamitam vyagradibihi samanya prayoge. Upamitam. What is upamitam? That with which you compare the upama. Upamitam. Vyagradibihi. With words like vyagra. So it's an open-ended group. Vyagra is the word he is given. You can add many more elements to this group. It's open-ended. Okay. Samanya aprayoge. What's the condition? The common basis should not be in the compound. The basis by which you compare must not be in the compound. If it is not there, then the upamita, what is compared with, will become what? The uttarapada. Why? Vyagradibihi in third case, it becomes first. Are you with me? What is in first case comes first. Sorry, comes late. 1 second. Upamitam. The prathama ekavachanam. So that has to come where now we are saying this is the upamitam. So what is upamana? Is this Vyagradi. Okay. So this will come the word in first case. The word in Naravyagra, for example, is Naravyagra, right? So now it is Vyagra is what is being compared with. Okay. But what is in first case is Nara. Therefore, that comes first. All right. So now you look at this. And the condition is what? The Samanya Aprayoga. Samanya should not be there. So how is it said here? He will say, Upameyam upamitam tadvachbantam Vyagradivi samarthyat upamana vachanaihi saha samasyate tatpurusha samasaha bhavati. So then, Chet Samanyavachi, Nachet Samanyavachi Shabda Prayuchate. The Samanya word should not be there. That's the catch to know which comes first, which comes later. Okay. Now, what is the example now? He says, what is Vyagra? Vyagra, Simha, Riksha, Rishabha, Chandana. These are all examples of the Gana. And finally, it says what? Akriti Ganascha, Ganascha Ayam. Akriti Gana means open-ended. The word for an open-ended group is Akriti Gana, which means you can add elements. You have freedom to add. Sometimes we don't have enough freedom. It's restricted in some way. Okay, can be conditional, but there's still a freedom, right? So now, what is the Purushaha Ayam Vyagraha? So Purushaha Ayam Vyagraha Iva. Purushaha Ayam Vyagraha Iva. This man is like a tiger. In what sense he is not saying? You assume it's bravery. Okay? And you get what? Purusha Vyagraha. Similarly, Purusha Simhaha. What is important? The bravery word is not there. If the word bravery was said, it would have Samanyam. Then this kind of compounding cannot happen. Okay? That is the significant point note here. That's why he says, Samanya prayogetikam Purusho ayam Vyagraha iva shuraha. This is a sentence now. You cannot make a word Purusha Vyagra because you have told what is the basis for comparison. Shuraha, very brave. If you use that, you can't compound it. That word should not exist. Then alone you can compound. Okay? With this kind of compound. All right? So, example, very common ones. Mukha Padmam. What is Mukha Padma now? Should be able to guess. Face like the lotus. Same here. Mukha Kamalam. You will see this all over in our poetry. You know, Mukha Padmat Vinisrita. In Gita, Dhyana Shloka. Mukha Padmat Vinismrita. Do you remember that? Parthaya Pratibodhita. Bhagavata Narayana Swayam. Then Vyasena Rachita. Purana Munina. Madhye Mahabharata. Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati Ashtadashadhyayini. Ambattvamana Sundadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshim. Keep going, you will find Mukha Padmat Vinisrita. Or it may be somewhere else. I'm not remembering for sure. Right? So, Mukha Padma is what? What will be the Vigraha Vakya? Like here you're saying, Purushaha Ayam. See here, Purushaha Ayam Vyagraha Iva. Is Purusha Vyagraha. Mukham Ayam Padma Iva. Or Mukhaha Ayam Padma Iva. It become what? Mukha Padma. Same for Mukha Kamalam. All right. This is the example. So now with this background, let's go back to our document to see what we see there. So here, Purushaha Simhaha Iva. Purusha Simhaha. Karaha Kisalayam Iva. This is a fairly common example in books. Therefore, I include it here. And it's also in Samskrit Bharati. Kisalaya is what now? It is the buds, the auxiliary buds in plants as they grow. That's called kisalaya really. Suppose very soft. So hands like that. A woman's hands are compared to that. Purushaha rishabhaha iva. An exalted person, outstanding like a bull. Rishabha. Parthivaha indraha iva. A king who resembles Indra in his glory perhaps. Okay. Becomes Parthivendraha. Now look. Suppose you had a king of kings that could have also been Parthiven. But the Samasa would be what? Parthivanam Indraha. Don't think that's the only possibility. Parthivanam Indraha, Parthivendraha. Okay? Or suppose you are a slave of your land. It could become Bahurihi too. So understand that the example does not mean it's the only possible way to resolve the compound. Context is king. Finally, we have to look at context. There is no other way to resolve a compound. Mukha Padmam. Mukham Padmam Eva. Mukha Kamalam. Mukham Kamalam Eva. Last time we had this discussion. I added this on our own. Okay, it's not a great example to remember, but I added for our pleasure. What is we had said, what if sari is like blood? So sari, interestingly, is called shati. Sadi, shadi. If you go to Bengal, they say shadi probably. So that is shati. Shati raktam eva. Rakta means red. Raktam neuter is blood. So I'll have to say what? Shati raktam eva. And what will become? Shati rakta. And then because Strilinga, I have to make it Shati rakta. What does it mean? A sari like blood. Means red in color. Okay. So last time we had said, question was asked. Would it be, blood sari or sari blood? We had said the other way now. So I just want to make sure if somebody got it wrong, it's corrected. Okay. And there was a question also, what was navy blue? I asked. Someone did research and sent it to me. So navy blue is really apparently at some time the Royal Navy had very dark blue trousers. And therefore the blue like that is called navy blue. Okay. Basis is the same. Except instead of comparing with the Navy, you're comparing with the Navy uniform blue. It's not just Navy blue, it is Navy uniform blue of some time. And what is Navy uniform blue? Madhyapada lopaha. Okay? Madhyapada lopa is happening. So you end up with like what? Shakapriya Parthiva. Who is Shakapriya Parthiva? A king who loves vegetables. What does he become? Shakapriya Parthiva. Then you drop the middle word. What will become? Shaka Parthiva. So here what? Navy uniform blue. Then what do? You drop uniform. What will become? Navy blue. So you have an example of Shaka Parthiva in English. Benefit of the research. Okay. That's how it comes. Is this clear? Back. Now, there is something called avadharana purva. This is just an example. See, this is purely based on Vigraha Vakya. This classification of Samskrita Bharati is purely based on Vigraha Vakya. What do we do? See, example of the compound is Vidyadhanam. Okay. So I just put one line here. The Vigraha Vakya will include an eva to bring out this shade of meaning. What is the shade of meaning? Knowledge alone is wealth. Suppose a child is running after some money. If parents say, A, Vidyadhanam, Sarvadhana Pradhanam. Vidyadhanam, Sarvadhana Pradhanam. There is nothing wrong if you just said Vidyadhanam as the Vigraha Vakya, if you don't put Eva. But if you want to now highlight the fact that what you mean is Vidya alone is wealth, you will add an Eva. And if you sense the author meant it, you will add it when you do. Right? See, now for us, What is most important? Brahma Vidya. Vidya eva dhanam. What else is there? So you can bring that shade of meaning by saying Vidya eva dhanam. That depends on the skill of the person unfolding the compound. Otherwise, I could have just said Vidya dhanam. Vidya is dhanam. It's enough. Why eva? Not necessary. All right. So understand, this is purely a person. See, the sense is there. That sense, that evakara may be there in certain samanadikaran. But that sense, you should sense it. Otherwise, it won't come out in the Vigraha Vakya. So if the author meant it and you're able to see it, then you will use such a word. Eva. Vidya eva. So might is right. So Shakti alone is your capacity to exert your right. English. Might is right. Might alone is right. Now that is avadharana. Might is right is plain. Might alone is right. Jiski lathi uski bhais. In Hindi they say, the one who has a stick is the one who has the buffalo. Because you can't get the buffalo unless you have a stick. Other fellow take it away. So the one who is powerful keeps it. The winner takes it all. That kind of a sense that evakara will bring. And that evakara is called avadharana. Avadharana means an emphasis involved there. Okay? And that emphasis is in the Vigraha Vakya. As far as the compound goes, it is what? Visheshanam Visheshena Bahul. There is nothing extra. Panini does not have to add one extra word. But in the language you find, suppose I told you, hey, this is avadharana karmadharaya. Suppose I were to say to you, I don't use this word, okay? Because you know what? Unless this is standard, we'll all use different words. If you're constantly studying Samskrita Bharati books, it is possible they will always use this word. But you go elsewhere, they may not use the word. But Vigraha Vakya will be Vidya eva dhanam. You can't miss it. So whether you know the word or not, avadharana puro, avadharana is the karmadharaya. You can still know what it means. If you know the meaning of the word eva, you can't miss it. Right? Ishvara Sharanam. Let us say, I'm just making it up, okay? Ishvaraha eva Sharanam. You can make it. Like, see, it has a certain value. Instead of just saying Ishvaraha Sharanam, you say Ishvaraha eva Sharanam. It has a certain meaning. Do you see that? You see that there is no other source of refuge. Tvameva Sharanam. No, that idea will come. So that idea is brought out by giving an example and classifying it in the book. But if you look seriously, there's no classification. All right. Tapaha eva dhanam. Tapo. Guruhu eva deva. Guru devaha. You could have easily said Guruscha asau devascha. Nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. Guruhu eva devaha is your way of looking. A modern child going to some school, you would tell him to say Guru eva, they will say, no, I am Deva. Guru is not Deva. Right? So that eva is your way of looking at a compound. It is not built in. Okay? So if Bhashyakara says that, you should see what Bhashyakara is trying to convey. That's what we get extra when you look at some Shishta Purusha's Vigraha Vakya. Veda Sampat. See, these are the examples coming from Sanskrit Bharati. Veda Sampat is what? Veda eva Sampat. That alone is a wealth. Nothing else is. Okay? That's the idea. So otherwise, I'm saying it is just Visheshanam Visheshena Samastiti. Avadharanartham Dyotayitum Vigraha Vakye Visheshanat Param Evakara Prayujyate. This sentence you should be able to translate. Okay? For your own notes, you should translate it. Then you understand how much Sanskritam you understand. It's not difficult. Prayujyate is used. is employed. Kim prayujyate? Evakara prayujyate. Evakara is used. Where is it used? Param, after. After what? Visheshanat param, after the adjective. Where? Vigraha vakye, in the Vigraha vakya. Why? Dyotaitum, in order to make it clear. What? Avadharanartham. Avadharanasya artham. This is not Chaturthi Tatpurusha Avadharanartham, okay? This is Avadharanarthas, Avadharanartham is Avadharanasya artham, the meaning of Avadharana. To show, to illustrate, to bring out the meaning of Avadharana in the Vigraha Vakya, after the Asheshana adjective, the word Eva is employed. So I said what? The Vigraha Vakya will include an Eva. I didn't give the whole translation, I just gave you a part translation. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Then, as I said, he called something called Sambhavana Purva. I don't like that word. Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, that was in my question is concerned to some examples in Upamana Purva Pada.
Yeah.
So
You're going back to Upamana Purva now. We'll come to that later.
yeah.
Okay. Stay with what I meant right now. I'll come back. I'll take your question later. Okay. I thought about this particular section. That's why I asked you. Okay. So, Sambhavana, I said I don't like the word. Better to say it's with Sangya with Jati, Avayava with Samudaya, Vishesh Jati with Samanya Jati. That's the way it is. Okay. If this name I'm not happy with, that's all I'm saying. The examples are what? Ayodhya iti Nagari. What does it mean? Ayodhya Nagari. What will it translate? Ayodhya city. Nothing more. But if you want to make it a little more clear, the city Ayodhya by name. That's what it is. Sangya is the name. But simple translation is what? Ayodhya city. And in fact, nowadays you will drop the word city. You will just say Ayodhya because everybody knows the city. Correct? Now especially. Everybody's heard Ayodhya now, recently, if not earlier. Then what? Mango tree, Amra Vriksha. What else should you say now? A tree by the name mango, you won't say it. Mango tree. Kailasadrihi. Adrihi means a mountain. What is Kailasadrihi? A mountain by name Kailasa. Mountain by name Kailasa. Dasharatha Raja. Who is that? The king Dasharatha. Okay. Himalaya Parvata. A mountain by name Himalaya. Just give a few examples here. I've just picked what he has in the Bharata. Right. Then let us look at this Madhyapada Lopa. What is Madhyapada Lopa? You have a compound. So understand it with this, okay? The compound is talking of Shaka Priyaha Parthiva. Parthiva means a king. Shaka means vegetable. Shaka Priyaha means what now? Bahurihi compound. One to whom vegetables are dear. Shaka Priyaha. Suppose I say Bhojana Priyaha, what does it mean? One for whom food is very dear. Make some paratha, make some puri, then I will like it. This is Bhojana Priya. Bhoga Priyaha is what? One who wants to enjoy things. What is Yoga Priyaha? One who wants to live a life of yoga. So you can make any word now. You know? So Shaka Priyaha is what? But don't think it is always like that, okay? Suppose I say Parvati Priyanandan. Parvati Priyaha. Who is Parvati Priyaha now? You have to be cautious. Suppose I say Parvati Priyanandana, Ganesha. What does it mean now? It means Shashti Tatpurusha. One for whom, one who is dear to Parvati. But it's Bahuri, what will it become? It will be Shiva. So understand. I mean, you have to be cautious. You can't just say, what does Parvati Priya mean? There's no one common meaning, okay? It depends on the context. So you cannot just blindly take anything. You have to see how the Vigraha Vakya is, and that depends on the Vivaksha. So now what do we have? Shaka Priya. One who loves vegetables. Who is he? Could be anybody. He happens to be a king. So what is the meaning now? Vegetable loving king. Vegetable loving king or vegetarian loving king. Let's make it that way, okay? Vegetarian loving king. Now you drop this loving business, vegetarian king. It doesn't mean a vegetarian king. It means a vegetarian loving king. Understand? That loving is extra. Priya. That's dropped. What is dropped now? If you look, pa shaka priyaha parthivaha. Compound them. Shaka priya parthivaha. This is a valid compound. Nothing is wrong with it. Okay. Now you make it shorter in common parlance. You drop the word priyaha. What will it become? Shaka parthivaha. Translate blindly, what will become? Vegetable king. But what does it mean? Vegetable loving king. Vegetarian loving king. So so you can say the Uttarapada of the Purvapada is dropped. Shakapriyaha is the Purvapada in the compound. Shakapriyaha Parthivaha. In that, the Uttarapada is dropped. Or I can say the Madhyapada in the compound is dropped. Both are equally okay. What is being dropped is the word Parthiva. Sorry, Priyaha. Is this clear? All right. Now, you see how another example is given now. Dvigunitam shatam. Gunita means, multiplied. So literally translate, what would mean? Dvigunitam, multiplied by 200. What is multiplied by 200? So what does it really mean? It means 200. How will you say it in English? Just 200. Dvigunitam shatam will become what? Dvishatam. Dvishatam. 200s. Seems very straightforward. But this is the Vigraha Vakya. One possible Vigraha Vakya. Okay? Therefore, Dvigunitam shatam. What happened to the word gunitam? It went away. Madhyapada. What will you get? Dvishatam. And what does it mean? 100 multiplied by 2 means 200. Clear? Okay. Deva Pujakaha Brahmana. Deva Pujakaha Brahmana. What does it mean? Pujaka means what? Worshipper. Deva Pujaka means what? Devanam or Devasya Pujakaha. Shashti Tatpurusha. So this is Shashti Tatpurusha. And then you have the second word. What happened? What is Madhyapada Lopa? This Pujaka will go. What will become? Deva Brahmanaha. Could have been Devaschaso Brahmanaha. Possible. So what happens here? The middle word is supplied contextually and can be anything. Okay? So different people can draw different interpretation of the compound, which make these compounds very versatile. At the same time, some scholars will say this should be the last choice. Why? Because you're giving a subjective view of the meaning. If I meant actually that he's a vegetable king and you made it vegetable loving king, why not vegetable hating king? What makes you say it's a vegetable loving king? You have no basis to make it that way, right? So vegetable free king, why not? He eats only meat, why not? You can make anything out of it, okay? Therefore, these kind of compounds have to be looked at very cautiously. But they give you a capacity to explain certain words so beautifully. And Swamiji used to do it all the time. I love these compounds. But we have to be cautious. We can have subjectivity in there. It's a possibility. Okay. Let's look at the next example now. Dvi-adhika becomes dvi-adhika. Sandhi. Dvi-adhika vimshatihi. Vimshati means 20. Dvi means 2. 2 more than 20. 2 in excess of 20 means what? 22. Okay? Dvavimshatihi. That's all it means. 2 more than 20. 22. Then dvi-adhikaha dasha. 2 more than 10 is what? Dvadashaha. 12. Dvadashi, the 12th day. Ekadashi, you see, Ekadashi, Dvadashi, Trayodashi, Chaturdashi, Panchadashi. All these come from where? Same idea. That adhika word has been dropped. Now, could you also not say 2 and 10, 12? Can you not say it? 2 and 10, 12? Is it wrong? Now, is it Dvandva Samasa then if I say 2 and 12? 2 and 12. Is it Dvandva Samasa? Dvandva Samasa would be what? Ubhayapada Pradhan. I am interested in talking of one number 12, not and 2 and 10 separately. It won't be Dvandva Samasa. Understand the difference? So, a lot of numbers come with this compound, this kind of a way of compounding. Okay? Ekona vimshati. 1 less than 20. What is that? Are we talking of two things or one? Ekona and 20. Vimshati. What am I talking about? 19. Correct? What kind of a compound? Karmadharaya. That much we can say. Which karmadharaya we'll look at later. Okay? So the point is, it is a compound like this. Then you have Shodasha Sankhyaakaha Padartha. Sankhyaaka means that which has the number. So something have 16 things in number. That's called Shodasha Padartha. Don't say Shodasha Sankhyaaka. Why say this long word? Drop it. Shodasha Padartha. Okay? That idea can come. Then, Dvyadikam Shatam. Similar to Dvyadikam Dasha. 102. What do you say for a Ashtottara Shatanama? Ashtottara. Here Adhika, Ashtottara. But here it is what? Dvishatam. You don't say Ashtashatam. You see the problem? You could have taken it 800 too. Possibility exists. Just make it Gunita instead of Adhika. It will become 800. There's a problem when you use Madhyapada Lopine sometimes. Once you know the meaning, you can give a Vigraha. Okay? Now in the Shastra, there's a word. Shoka Mohaha. Now one way a commentator takes it is Shoka Yukta Mohaha. It is Moha, it is Shoka, which is accompanied by Moha. Sorrow accompanied by confusion. It could also be Shokascha Mohascha, but then it should be what? Shoka Mohau. Okay? Or I could say it is Shoka Pradhana Mohaha. Delusion which is driven by sorrow. Okay? Or you're very happy with something. I can say Shoka Viyukta Mohaha. There's no Shoka, but there is a lot of Moha still. I'm just saying, once you say Madhyapada Lopa, what that Madhyapada you bring in, it's up to you. You see the scope, how all it can vary. It can go all over the place. Right? Another example, Parnashala, textbook example. What is it? Parna Nirmita Shala. What is Parna Nirmita? What kind of compound is Parna Nirmita? Not hard. Yes, Deepthi.
Tritiya
Tritiya
Tatpurusa.
Tatpurusa. Correct. So what will you say?
Parnena, Parnaihi or Parnena Nimi.
Parna, you have to see. Correct. Possible, but
Parnaihi.
what's the gender? Parnaihi is. Parnaihi Nirmita Shala. Shala is a building. It would become Parna Nirmita Shala. Now what do? You drop the Madhyapada. What will it become? Parnashala. So Sita lived where? In Parnashala. Quite common. You don't hear Parna Nirmita Shala. You don't say a house built of bricks. Brick house. Tree house. Tree house is different, okay? But all I'm saying is you will find examples of Madhyapada Lopa elsewhere too. And sometimes, see, do I have to say computer software? Or do I just say software? We do Purvapadalopa only sometimes. It's so well known. I'm saying every language has these features, not something surprising. But each language has its own way. And here it's codified. Then, Ghrita Purnaha Ghataha. What is Ghrita Purnaha? Ghrita is ghee. Purnaha is filled. Now, anyone tell me what kind of compound is that? Ghrita Purnaha. Not difficult. Yes, Harsha.
Ghrutena Purna.
Correct. Ghritena Purnaha. Filled with ghee. That will become what now? Instead of saying, bring a ghee-filled pot, what will you say? Hey, bring the ghee pot. It need not be filled though, if I say bring the ghee pot, okay? You understand? I could even mean bring the empty pot without ghee. Suppose there's a pot which I use for ghee, which I have to fill up now. I say, bring me the ghee pot. What does it mean there? Does it mean Grita Purna Kumbha? No. What does it mean? Grita Prayukta Kumbha. Meant for ghee. See what Madhyapadalopa does for you now? You have a freedom to interpret as you like. I'm using the same word. Pass the sugar pot. In English language, sugar pot. They talk of sugar pot, tea pot. But you want to fill tea. What will you say? Give me the pot in which I'll fill tea, or will say, give me the teapot. What will you say? Teapot. So what is teapot now? It is pot meant for tea. That's why I said prayukta. So this is Madhyapada. What Madhyapada comes is in your hand. And therefore, I said, I know some teachers who don't like this too much of Madhyapada because they say you give it your own spin every time. Not fair. If you can do it without the spin, do it. But I find a certain joy in being able to give it a spin, It makes it so much more fun at times. Okay. Trilokaha. You heard this word, Trilokaha. What is Triloka? Avayavaha loka. 3-part loka. Bhuva, bhuva, suva. 3-part loka. Triloka. So well known. Why say 3-part loka? Triloka. Same 3, English, Sanskrit. Ashvaratha, a horse carriage. A horse carriage. Good example. Horse carriage. What do you say in English? Horse carriage. Right? But what does it mean? What does the horse carriage mean in English?
Horse-driven carriage.
Horse-drawn carriage.
Yes.
Possible driven? Horse-drawn carriage, typically. What is that? Ashva yukta ratha. A chariot to which a horse has been. Yukta means, you tie it to it. What do you call? Not tie. Yoke it. It's yoked. It's yoked to the carriage. Horse yoked carriage is horse carriage. When I say Ashva yukta or endowed with, see, if I say now endowed with, translating, it'll look funny. Man endowed with money is okay. But horse and chariot endowed with the horse, does it feel right? It doesn't feel right. So you have to say correct word you have to use to translate. It's a skill. Otherwise, it'll look very funny. Meaning is clear. In the language Sanskrit, you can see Ashva yukta ratha, yuj yojane, to yoke. Very likely the word yoke comes from yuj. Okay. Then I made this up, okay? I saw one example. Chayataru. I said, why Chayataru? Let's make it different. Pushpataruhu. What is it? Pushpa pradhana taruhu. If you go in spring and see how a tree look like now, sometimes it'll be all flowers. There is no leaf. Cherry blossom season, you go to Japan, you will find it's all pink. People look for that season, cherry blossom. It's just pink. What is it now? It's not a tree has only flower. It has got branches too. What is Pushpa Pradhanaha? Pushpa Vrikshaha. Phala pradhana vriksha, phala vriksha. I could also say phala yukta vriksha, phala vriksha. Okay. So you have a choice. I'm just trying to make sure you understand that Madhyapada Lopa gives you a lot of freedom and you have to use it with responsibility. Otherwise, you can come up with ridiculous meanings also. Okay. Is Madhyapada Lopa clear? Or are there any questions there? Okay. Then there is something called Mayura Vyamsaka. Don't worry about this name, okay? This categorization in Paninian grammar is meant to capture Tatpurusha compounds which do not have a specific rule to explain them. A compound which cannot be explained as Tatpurusha, Bahuvrihi, Nanj is called Supsupa. We saw it long ago. Now it's a Tatpurusha, but none of the Tatpurusha rules fulfill it. That is called Mayura Vyamsaka. Why there is one compound, Mayura Vyamsakaha? And because that compound, it means a deceitful peacock. I don't know how a peacock will be deceitful, okay? That's why I said don't worry about that compound. But that kind of compounds which are Tatpurusha, but do not have a specific rule within Panini system, specific rule, but are Tatpurusha, they fit into this grouping called Mayura Vyamsakadi, open-ended. Okay? And there are a few examples there which are useful to us. This is one. Udak, Avak. Udak means down. Udak means up. Avak means down. What does it mean? It doesn't mean up and down. Uchavacham. That's the compound. Uchavacham. You will see this sometimes in our Bhashyam. Uchavacham. What does it mean? Of different types. Aneka prakara. Aneka bhedha ityartha. Example I picked from Manusmriti. What does it say? Uchavacheshu bhuteshu sitam tam vyapya tishthatah. Uchavacheshu bhuteshu. Bhuta means what? A being. How are beings born? Based on karma. Ups and downs are because of karma. The body is based on karma. You may be a cockroach or you may be a human being. Which is ucha, which is vacha, you better avak. So one is up, one is down. This is called ucha vacha. Variety. Means variety. Okay. Then nishchitam and prachitam. Two words are combined. And they form the word nishpracham, nishchapracham. We don't often hear, but sometimes you'll see this word. Means backwards and forwards. Then nasti kinchana yasya. Interestingly, this is a Bahuri. I don't know why it's placed here, but it's kept here. I'm not sure why, but it's kept there. Akinchana means nasti kinchana yasya saha. It's called akinchana. Akuto bhayaha. You will see this in Bhashyam now and then. Means having fear from no source. Nasti kutaha bhayam yasya saha. As I said, I have to find a good reason why they're placed here. I don't know the answer offhand, but they're placed here. This is very common. This antaram, you should be very you should know this among everything here. Anyo raja, rajantaraha or rajantaram, different king. Anya pakshaha, pakshantaraha. That this antara will come very often. You have to be pakshantara means another position, another viewpoint. Like what we are saying in Brihadaranyaka. Pakshantara. Very common. Chideva, chin matram. This is again a Mayur Vimsaka. You can't find a easy way for defining this compound. But these are some compounds. Okay. Now let's look at a few more here. Karma, 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 what will you say? Anyone wants to try? Yes, Bhuma.
Karmasya yogaha.
Huh?
Karmasya yogaha.
Karma is nakaranta. It won't be karmasya anyway, but that is not correct. It's karmanaha yoga. Who is saying that? Karmanaha yoga. It's not that either. That's correct. Shashti is karmanaha, but it's not karmanaha yoga. Yes, Sarsha.
Karma eva yoga.
Karma eva yoga is karma yoga. What do you call it now in our parlance here? Avadhar. This is Bhashyakara. Okay? Karma eva yoga, karma yoga. So what will you say now? How will you keep this in your head? If you remember karma yoga, it's good. Otherwise, understand avadharana, Tatpurusa, karmadharaya. That's the benefit. Okay? Now, one is out of the bag, it's easy. Huh? Jnana yoga will be what? Jnana eva yoga. Okay? Jnanam eva yoga, jnana yoga. What about Satchit? Sat and Chit. Satchit. Yes, Manjula?
Sat eva chit.
So the eva Chit. Because there's only one thing. There are no two things.
Sat
The eva Chit is Satchit. Now, what about Satchidananda?
Sat eva chideva chidananda eva. All three are one.
You now split it 2 by 2, okay? Make it 2 at a time. Sadeva Chit, Satchit.
Satchit.
Satchideva Ananda.
Ananda, Satchidananda.
Okay? Or you do what? Sat is Chidananda. Sadeva Chidananda, Satchidananda. You can split either way. Because you can have only 2 words in a compound. You can't make 3. That's Dvandva. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Priyanka.
This cannot be Visheshana Ubhayapada.
Not in the context I mean it right now. Okay? These are all Lakshanas of Brahman. You cannot do any Visheshana business here. That's why that context is important. Suppose you're saying blue, red, green, I would agree with you. They can all be Visheshanas. Possibility. Big blue lily. Possible. But here, see, I'm trying to give examples from Vedanta because I told you my interest is our Shastra, not interested in Sanskrit per se. Okay. That's why I put these examples. Satchit, Chidanandaha, Satchidanandaha, Jnana Yogaha. Examples. What about Samsara Sagara? Samsara Sagara. What will it be? Yes, Deepti.
Sansara Sagara Iva.
Samsaraha Sagaraha Iva. Possible. What else can it be? Yes, Priyanka.
Samsarasya Sagara.
Why samsarasya? What meaning do you want to give there? Ocean of samsara? No, English you say that, I agree. But here it is samsara eva sagara. What else? The boundless ocean is samsara because you always want to become different. But samsaraha, why do you say samsara eva sagara? Because samsaraha sagaraha eva, you can bring that in. It is right, not wrong. See, all I'm trying to tell you is you now have a choice of looking at this way or that way. What you highlight will depend on the context. Bhavabdhihi. Same. Bhavasagaraha. What is sagara? Ocean means no shores in sight. Are there shores to samsara? No. Samsaranam goes on forever. Therefore, samsara eva sagara. Or what? Samsaraha is sagaraha iva. Fair enough. That's what we mean. When you say eva sagara, it emphasizes it more. Iva seems to just say it's like an ocean. Not much fun. Sometimes. Depends. Maya prapanchaha. You can see. Again, see, I'm not saying there's one right answer for these, okay? What can you say? Maya prapanchaha. Yes, Harsha.
Maya Kritam Prapanchaha.
Correct. You can say Maya kritam or Mayaya prapanchaha. Potentially. So Maya kritam means Mayaya kritam. Right? And then you drop the krita. It became a madhyampada lopa. That's what Harsha made it. Maya krita samsaraha prapanchaha means Maya prapanchaha means what? Krita you dropped. You made a madhyampada lopa. So these are not uncommon. We can do all this. And it is done. Maya janita prapanchaha. Right? Or Maya vijrimbhita prapanchaha. If you remember Dakshinamurti Stotra, you will get vijrimbhita. You know? So I'm just saying, this is how you have to understand. Interpretations have to be done as you see. Okay? As I said, Puja Swami would do so many Madhyapada Lopas. If you observe his commentary when he talks, if you pay attention, you'll find a lot of them come. Then, Narasimha. What will you do with this now? Narasimha. Yes, Santosh.
Narasimha iva.
Possible? What else is possible? When you hear the word Narasimha, what comes to mind? Tell me.
God.
So if that is what comes to your mind, is he a man who is looking like a lion? Then Narascha asau simha. You can make.
Okay.
Right? All I'm saying is, if you say Nara iva, Simha iva naraha, then it means you're talking about a human who is very brave. If you say Naraha cha asau simhascha, it means he is a man, he is a lion. Who is that? Narasimha, Lord Narasimha, in that avatar. So I'm saying, deliberately I put that word, so that you see Naravyagra and you fall for Narasimha. You should not fall for it. You should see what that meaning stands out in your mind first. Then you observe, get it right. Okay? But nothing wrong. What you said is not wrong. Naraha Simha Eva is not wrong. Because if you can say Purusha Vyagra, why cannot say Narasimha? It's possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Hrit Pundarikam. Hrit Pundarikam. Yes. Angela.
Hrideva Pundarika.
Correct. Or Hrit Chasau Pundarikam. That's fine. Whatever. All I'm saying is it's a lot of karmadharya I'm showing you how common they are. Okay.
Thank you.
What does it mean? Pundarikam is like lotus, okay?
Heart.
Therefore, you can also make it a compound with upamana.
Pundarikam iva hrit.
Yeah, that's also a possible. Keep that. See, keep the possibilities in view.
Open.
There is no right or wrong necessarily, but at least you know what possibilities exist.
Thank you. Namaste.
Okay. Yeah.
Namaste.
Okay. Then, Dirghayuh. Dirghayuh. What do you understand Dirghayu meaning? Long life. Very simple. Longevity, long life. How will you interpret this? Do it in English. Do it in English. Long life. Life which is long. Is it hard? Longevity. Life which is long. Dirgha chayadayu. dirghayuhu. See how it flows naturally there? You think, just think naturally. Dirghayu means what? You heard this moment. Dirghayushman bhava. If you are used to doing namaskara in a proper cultured place, you will hear this. Ayushman bhava, dirghayu, dirghayushman bhava, yashasvi bhava. You know? So what is dirghayuhu? Now, dirghayuhu can also mean, Vibhishana is dirghayuhu. What does it mean now? Bahurihi. Dirgha ayuhu yasya saha. Bahurihi. So if I'm saying dirghayuhu Vibhishana, you can't say Swamiji it is karmadharaya, dirghayuhu. No. We're not talking of ayus. We're talking of a person with a long life. Anyapada pradhan. Therefore, you have to keep alert. This is why, see, I'm repeatedly trying to show you how compound will change depending on context. What you want to say, you have to look at. You have to see how it connects with all other words. When a word comes alone, you can say anything. It could be karmadharaya, it could be, it could be bahuri. Right? Now I can bring the opposite. Alpayuhu, madhyamayuhu. All these will fit in. Then, kamala nayanaha. Sorry. What will kamala nayana mean now? Yes. Sorry. Go ahead. Saroja.
बहुप्रीहि
Okay.
नयनः
Huh?
कमलनयनः यस्य
Huh.
सः
You are telling me a compound. You can't make a compound, give me a vigraha like that. Do a vigraha. You're using the same compound. How can it be a vigraha vakyam?
नयनः कमल इव.
If you say nayanaha kamalamiva, that will be what? It won't be bahuri. Then nayana is pradhana. Correct? Now, nayana is what gender?
नयनः बहुव्रीहि.
Nayana is what gender?
नयनं नपुंसकलिङ्गं.
Napumsakalingam. Now I'm saying kamala nayanaha. Therefore, what can it be karmadharaya? Can it be Tatpurusha compound?
न स्वामीजी.
It cannot be. Why? Because
नयनः.
Nayana, it should have been Kamala Nayanam. Should have been Kamala Nayanam. Then you could say Nayanam like a Kamala, it's fine. But when I say Kamala Nayanaha, you don't have a choice. Tatpurusha is Uttarapada Pradhanam. You cannot make it Kamala Nayana. Therefore, it should be what? You should make it Bahuri. There's no choice.
कमलं नयनं यस्य सः.
Is it true? Okay. Is lotus the fellow's eyes?
Sorry.
You're close. I'm just guiding you, okay? You're doing well. Refine it. You have not done Bahuri, but you can refine it. You just add one more word. Iva. Add Iva. What will your Vigraha Vakya be?
नयनं कमलं इव.
Yes, or Kamalam, basically Kamalam Iva Nayanam or Kamalam Iva Nayane. Yes, 2 eyes. Can do all that. But basically it's a Bahuri. Why Kamala Nayanaha? Understand the Purusha Bahuri difference? When gender it doesn't work, you know for sure it's Bahuri. Cannot be Tatpurusha. And Karmadharaya is a Tatpurusha. You should not forget Karmadharaya is Tatpurusha. Okay? Don't think Karmadharaya is standing separately from Tatpurusha. Okay. Balabhimaha. Balabhimaha. Yes, Vrinda.
Balaha Bhimaha. Strong like.
What does it means? You should
Strong
be reason. You should give me a good reason why you use those words. Otherwise, you're just playing lucky dip here. What's the reason?
Balaha Bhimaha means
Balaha Bhima means, Balaha means what?
strong.
Okay, Balaha means not strong. Balaha means strength. Okay, Bhimaha means what?
Bhimaha Bhime.
Bhima. So now what's the meaning?
Strong like Bhima.
Then you have to use strong like Bhima. So you're talking about somebody else then. Then you have to use a different figure. You should say what? You should say
It
what?
will become every.
Huh? It won't work. Somebody else try.
Balam yukta bhimah.
Hmm?
Balena yukta bhimah.
Balena yukta bhimaha. Or now refine that a little. Balena yukta. What is balena yukta? What will be that compound? Balena yukta. What will be the compound? See, ragena yukta, raga yukta. Okay. Dveshena yukta, dvesha yukta. Balena yukta.
Balavan bhimah. Balavan bhimah.
Please, who is answering?
Halavati.
Huh?
Halavati.
Yeah, why don't you raise your hand and put up your face in the video? It will help me. So, see, balena yukta will become what? Stay with that. You said balena yukta bhima. I'm going along with it. I'm telling you now, make a compound. Balena yukta. What would be the compound? Bala yukta. Now, bala yukta asau bhima. What did it become? Bala bhima. What kind of a compound is it? What did we do? Bala yukta bhima. We dropped yukta. What kind of a compound is it? Madhyama pada lopaha. Okay? That's what we did. So Bala Bhimaha means what now? He is Bhima who is endowed with Balam. But if Bhima was not a name, then Bhima can be that which causes fear. The whole interpretation will change. Yes, Saroja.
It can be a Maruti.
Explain, I didn't understand.
Bala Bhima is Maruti, like I have heard Swamiji.
Possible. Okay. So now we have to see if you have heard that. You're talking of Hanumanji, correct? So the word now we have to interpret differently then. So you have to look at what the word Bhimaha means without bringing the noun Bhima. You know? So now Bhima means, Bhima would mean, we can look at it right now. Bhima will mean one who terrorizes probably, one who is source of, he's so strong it causes fear. So let's look at what it looks like. So now we will see Bhima. See Bhimaha. Bhima is what now? We don't want Bhima, we want Bhimaha. Bhima. See. Bibheti asmariti Bhimaha. One of whom you would be afraid is called Bhima. Okay. Now, Maruti is going to inspire fear in Rakshasas. Therefore, just by using this, Bibheti asmati Bhimaha, anybody who is strong and powerful can be called Bhima. And that Bhima, who is Balayukta, is Maruti. Anybody strong enough can be called Balabhima. It need not be Bhima alone. And if you are saying Maruti, suppose it is one of the names of Maruti, it's quite easily understandable. But now the word Bhima is no longer the noun of Mahabharata. Because Bhima just means Vyutpatyartha, one of whom people are afraid because of his strength. So Arjuna can be called Bhima. Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, there is a small bhajan on Hanumana where it is expressed as Prabhu Ramachandra ke Duta Bala Bhima Anjaneya.
Fair enough. And I'm saying I'm not questioning that. Correct. Correct. That's what even Saroja said, that it's a name for Maruti. No problem. But now you understand. The word Bhima, if you take it as Sangya, as a noun standing for the third Pandava, then it's the meaning we gave, Balayukta Bhima. Now, if I drop that noun, Balayukta Bhima can be anybody who is strong. All right. And if I do some slight tweaking, I can make it Panchami Tatpurusha also. Balat Bhima. Bala Hetuna Bhima. So possibilities are huge. This is why compounds are not easy. But you at least have become aware of possibilities. Okay. So I've just picked some words which came to my head a few minutes before class to exercise our heads a little. Okay. Then Charmambaram. Charmambaram. Ambaram means cloth. Ambaram means cloth. What is Charmambaram?
Shiva.
Yes, Saroja?
Cloth.
Huh?
Cloth.
Ambaram is cloth. What is Charmambaram?
Skin. Charma.
So
Skin.
how will you translate the whole word? Charmambaram.
Charmam. Cha. Ambaram. Cha.
So what's the translation? Okay.
Ambaram made of charma.
Charma is the Ambaram. Karmadharaya.
Eva.
Charmascha asau Ambaram cha. Whatever it is. Basically, Charma is Ambaram. Charma Ambaram. You have to look at the gender of Charma, etc. I'm not paying too much attention to gender at this point. Okay. But you have to put the right gender there. I think it's masculine. It will be Charma. Okay. Charman actually is the Pratipadika. Not Charma, Charma. Charma Ambaram. Charman. Neuter Charman. Charma, Charmani, Charmani or something. Charman is a Pratipadika. Should be. So these things, whenever you're in doubt, you have to go look up. That's the best thing, you know. Otherwise, we will never know. Charman, see? So like karma. Karma, karmani, karmani. You should remember one for each ending, you know. That way you can quickly come to your what you want. Karma is a good one. Karman. Karma, karmani, karmani. You can't do without karma in Shastra. Okay. Word karma definition should be clear. And its decaying should be clear. So if you know karman, then you know charman. No problem. Okay. So if I had changed the gender of this word to say charmam baraha, then Shiva would be okay. Somebody said Shiva, then it'd be okay. Charmam baram, no, it's only a skin garment. Or somebody said made of charma, I could make it. How? Charma krita ambaram. Then madhyamapadalo. You decide how you want to present it. What is your akanksha? That will decide. Sanatana padam. Sanatana padam. What is sanatana? That which is forever. What is padam? Padyate iti padam. That which you strive for, a goal to we strive for, a position. So sanatana padam, a goal which is forever. Karmadharaya. Okay. Then I thought, let me throw one here. Rajju sarpaha. Rajju sarpaha. You heard this several times, right? Rajju sarpa. What is Rajju sarpa now? Yes, Saroja.
Sarpaha Rajjuhu Iva.
Sarpaha rajjuhu. Sarpaha rajjuhu iva va. Okay. Priyanka.
So nitya
So you mean a snake which is like a rope, correct, Saroja? Sarpaha rajjuhu iva, you said. A snake which is like a rope, or a rope which is like a snake? What do you mean by
Rope
Rajju
is
Sarpa?
like a rope
So you
is
should,
like
then you should
snake.
flip your Vigraha Vakya, correct?
Um,
All right. Priyanka, what do you have to say?
Oh, I thought it was a nitya samasa.
No, it's not. That is Krishna Sarpaha. Okay. Yes, Deepti.
Sarpa adhyasta rajju.
Correct. Possibility. Sarpena adhyastha sarpadhyastha. Sarpadhyastha ya rajju. Sarpadhyastha rajju sarparajju. But it be sarparajju. It won't be rajju sarpa then. Correct? It will become sarparajju because you said sarpena adhyastha. Sarpa adhyastha. Sarpadhyastha. Right? Cha sa rajju. Sarpadhyastha sa rajju. It will become what? Sarpadhyastha rajju. Drop adhyastha. What do you get?
Madhya. Padalo.
Sarparajju. What did I ask for? Rajju sarpaha. So, गड़बड़ हो गया थोड़ा.
But adhyasta is
You have to give me the right Vigraha Vakya. I am not saying you can't use the word adhyastha, but fix it. You say now. Yes, Priyanka.
rajju kritena sarpa.
Rajju kritaha. Is it made by the rope?
Sort of.
No, it's not made of it. It is always a rope. It never got made.
Avrita, sarpa avrita. It's not, it cannot be avrita.
If you put sarpa as your first word, you'll keep getting sarpa rajju, okay? Second
Rajju,
round, you'll have the same problem. What is the other side of adhyasa? What's the other side of it?
adhisthana.
Adhisthana. Now you make a compound using that word.
Rajju is the adhisthana for sarpa.
Correct. Good. Now say it in Sanskrit. Correct. Say it in Sanskrit.
Yes, yeah. Adhisthana yasyaha sar.
But you can just say Rajju Adhishtita Sarpaha. Okay? Rajva Adhishtitaha. Adhisthana is Rajju. Rajva, I have to use third case. Tritiya Tatpurusha. Right? And Tadeva Sarpaha. Therefore, what will I get? Rajju Adhishtita Sarpaha. Then drop Adhishtita. What will you get? Rajju Sarpaha. And somebody will tell you, hey, why are you making so much trouble? Just say, Sarpaha Rajju Iva. Finish the job there. Why do you want to go all this round? But we have a joy in saying Adhishtitaha because I'm giving you something more there. Correct. This is how you play the words. Yes, sir.
Swami, what is adhishta?
Adhishthanam is a word wherein, see, what you see is a snake. What you see is a snake. But what really is there is a rope. When you uncover the mistake, what's there is a rope. That which is really there, which is hidden by the appearance of snake, that basis is called adhisthana. Adhitishtati asmin iti adhisthana. Like that we form a word. So it's a very common word in Vedanta Shastra. So I told you, this class is not purely Sanskritam class for me. It is Vedanta-oriented Sanskritam class. Madhyapadalopa. Okay. Therefore, I try to give examples from it. But that is what Adhisthana means. Okay, Santosh?
Swamiji, can we do this Rajjoho Adhishthanat Sarpaha?
That won't make sense. Rajju doesn't require Adhisthana. Why do you need Adhisthana for Rajju? Won't make sense. Okay. Think of what you want to express, what do you understand as the meaning. Then you come up with the Vigraha Vakya. It will make more sense to you. Okay. So let's see. What else did we have? I didn't intend to spend so much time on examples, but I did. Okay. See what we can do. Okay. Balagopalaha, Balakrishnaha. A few must be worshipping Balagopala, right? What would Balagopala be? Bala is boy, child. Gopala is Krishna. What would be the compound? Yes, Harsha.
बालः च असौ गोपालः.
That's one way, right? All I'm saying, karmadharaya for sure. Now you want to do some further fancy, you can do. Bala Rupa Gopalaha. See, when they talk of Rama in Ayodhya, they say it's always, they try to tell you, it is Rama as a boy, right? So it is, what do you call it? Balaramaha? I don't know what they call it.
राम लल्ला.
Ram Lala.
Lala is okay. But I'm just saying, he's like a boy, a small boy, correct? How will you say it? I would say Balaramaha. Then what is Balaram? He is Bala, he is Rama is okay. But you say Bala Rupena Ramaha. That makes it very clear. Rama placed there appearing like a boy. Right? So I'm just saying to you, there's so much we have learned, but the application will only come in time. A lot we have seen in terms of Tatpurusha. We have more to see. We'll see it. Okay. So these are some examples. Now this is all called the, okay, there's one question which came up and I want to cover that. Okay. There's this Bhajagovindam verse which said, Sarvatrotraja Bheda Jnanam. Remember that somewhere? Give me a second. Let me see if I have it up. I will share it with you, or I can find it in 2 minutes. No, sorry. Let's see. Towards the end. I'm just trying to find the words, okay? I'll share the screen with you. Search. Okay. You remember the verse number, Deepti?
Swamiji 24.
24 is okay.
Tvai mahi cha anyatra
I just
ekavish.
won't find it immediately in a quick glance, so I thought I'll ask you. It's better that way. Yeah, okay. So I can share it now. Okay. So here's the question now. Tvai mayi cha anyatra eko Vishnuhu vyartham kupyasi mayi asahishnu sarvasmin pashyatmanam sarvatra utsrija bheda jnanam. Now, what is bheda jnanam? Is it right or is it wrong? Is that the question? Okay. So what is the other
Yes, sir.
possibility? It could be bheda jnanam. And probably they're reading like that too. Bheda jnanam. So you have two possibilities. Utsrija Bheda Jnanam or Utsrija Bheda Jnanam. Both can be justified. Okay? But suppose you look at the reading Bheda Jnanam. What are the likely meanings of that Bheda Jnanam? One is this. Take a very simple case, simple way of looking at it. Suppose I say Brahma Jnanam. How do you interpret that? Brahma Jnanam. What's the compound? Yes, Harsha.
Brahmana Jnanam.
And what is the Shashti there?
Karmani Shashti.
Karmani Shashti, which means what? What does Brahma Jnanam mean?
Object is
The knowledge for which the object is Brahma. The subject matter is Brahma. Correct? Now, Bheda Jnanam, what would it be? Similarly, Bhedasya Jnanam. Fair enough? Bhedasya Jnanam, Bheda Jnanam. And what would that mean? The knowledge for which the Bheda Buddhi is there. What is the division? We are not worried. Some division is there. Right? So, Utsrija Bheda Jnanam, straightforward Shashti Tatpurusa I can use. One possibility. Now, take a second possibility. Bheda Jnanam. Bheda Yukta Jnanam. Okay? Bheda Yukta Jnanam or Bheda Vishishta Jnanam. Qualified by Bheda. All right? So I'm saying the possibilities of your playing with it are many. If you want to stick with a particular meaning, you can. But I'm saying when you're looking at it with a clean, open mind, you will find that there are many possibilities. Like, why am I messing up with me? Just leave me alone. Sometimes the screen just plays with me. I'm not able to do my work. Okay, there it is now. All right, so let's go back now to this. So I'm saying Bheda Jnanam, I could also say Bhedam cha yad Jnanam, Bheda Jnanam. Change it to Bheda Jnanam. Bhedam cha yat Ajnanam. Bheda is Ajnanam. Therefore, what should we do with it? Utsrija. Give it up. Bheda is Ajnanam. Now I change it to Bhedam is Ajnanam, not Bheda is Jnanam. I can say Bhedam cha tad Ajnanam. Bheda Rupa Ajnanam. All these are possibilities. Right? So you can see that both Bheda Jnanam and Bheda Jnanam, both can be used and can be explained away. Depends on how you look at it. Okay. So similarly, you see Mithya Jnanam. Very common word, Mithya Jnanam. Now, that can mean, Mithya means what? Can mean wrong, false. Mithya Chatad Jnanam. False knowledge means not knowledge really. Or Mithya Chatad Ajnanam. And there's a big deal made of these two differences. It will look very similar to us. But Padmapadacharya is credited with giving this Padma Mithya Chatad Ajnanam. Padmapadacharya gets credit for it. So, because the meaning the meaning that you get is different. We are saying it is Ajnanam and it is Mithya. Ajnanam is also Mithya. Jnanam is also Mithya. Whatever Jnanam you have. Ajnanam is also Mithya. This is exactly like your Bheda Ajnana. Okay? Mithya Ajnana. That's what I'm saying. Because Sandhi wise will allow both. Mithya Ajnana, Mithya Ajnana. You have to pick which one now. So you can fight. Is it Mithya Ajnana or Mithya Ajnana? First fight. Then settle what's the compound. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Swamiji. Thank you so much.
Now you had another question you can ask now.
No.
Upamana, Purupada, something, you had some question, right? It's still there in your head? You were trying to ask,
Which
I'll
one?
take it later. You asked a question.
Yeah. I wanted the screen on that Upamana Purvapada, where the examples. Could we
Okay.
have it on the screen?
This one?
No. That was Hema something. Yeah, Hema Iva Ruchira, like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What
my
about it?
it was Sthula. So my question was like Sthula. Why not
Okay.
Sthula?
Okay.
Whether
Okay.
we need
Fair
to
enough. No,
say in
look.
the
That if
gender
that is your
also.
question, we have to just go look and see what is there. So because I just put this up together, so I may have made some errors. We can look at it. All right. We just have to check out what is the sthula very likely would be a thing which is, you know, that is correct. What you said is correct.
Gross.
That is correct. Okay, but
And
could have
like
been sthula also. It could have been sthula because gaja is masculine. I would say gajaha iva sthula. Suppose I said gaja. Suppose I made it gaja. I can make it gaja iva sthula. No problem. But they should be consistent. That I will agree with. Okay.
So I wanted to know that the gender also has to be the same, right? Like Hema Eva Ruchira. So Hema
This
is
gender and this gender have to match. This and this may not match
okay.
because now the word, see, to the extent possible, we can make it match. But it may not always match. Extent possible, try to make it match. Suppose a Ganapatir Devata, for a puja, you're doing Avahan. Ganapatir Devata. What is Ganapati gender? Masculine. What is Devata gender? Feminine. How are you going to deal with it? You have to deal with it as it is. So sometimes we will say it's Uddeshya Pradhanam. Sometimes it's say Videya Pradhanam. Means the gender can go either with this or that, depending on how we place it. But in general, to the extent possible, we try to use the same gender. Okay. Oh, it's already 10 minutes past. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. We'll do the prayer, and then if there are more questions, I'll take them. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Any other questions are welcome. Yes, Priyanka.
Last time you spoke about upamaya and upamita. They're both the same or there's some difference?
1 second. Upamita is what is compared. All right. Upamaya, upamana, upameya is that which is compared. Let's just double check that, okay? Because when you ask suddenly, I might be giving a wrong answer. So let's use the dictionary very conveniently. So there's no error. Upameya. Right? So you can see upameya is what? Fit to be likened, compared with. Okay? Whereas that which is compared is called upamana.
And upamita.
Upamita is again what is compared. Just a different.
Upamaya and upamita are the same.
Correct. So, anything else?
And this word tvadanyaha, is that a compound or is it just two words together?
I think I cooked up the last time I said, right?
I just found
Yeah. No, I think basically, see, tvadanyaha cannot be two words by itself. Because you have to have word tvat. There is no word tvat. If we go back to the dictionary for a minute and we say, let's find the word tvat. See, this is not useful to us. Tvat. So you can see there is some meaning, but it is not in the meaning of you. Okay.
Is there not fifth case of?
See, tvat is in a compound. You see that in a compound here? In compounds? Only in a compound or in a tadhita that yushmat in singular become tvat. Okay? So if I say Tava Prabhu, your Lord, in a compound become Tvat Prabhu. Okay? But you cannot make it two words independently, Tvat Prabhu. Because Tvat is a replacement for Yushmat when Yushmat is used in singular and it is Purupada in compound.
But it's also fifth case, no, of Yushmat.
Is it? One second.
Vat and Mat, fifth cases.
Okay, fair enough. Correct. That way it can come. Fair enough. Yeah, it can. But the point is, it depends on the kind of situation you're in. I agree with you. If you're saying, your question was, can you just say Tvat? What was the word?
Tvadanyaha.
Twadanya. Okay. Now you take Twadanya. If you say it's fifth case like that directly, what will the meaning of Twadanya?
Have to look at.
Different from you. That's what you mean. Possible. But typically you will find that we will not use that in that sense. Tvat in Panchami is normally not used directly. They make it Tvattaha Anya with a tasil pratyaya added.
Okay.
Mattaha, Tvattaha. Those are more common. But I missed what you're trying to show me. Tell me. Tvat is correct. That sense is correct because, you know, Tubhyam Yuvabhyam Vishpabhyam, Tvat Yuvabhyam Vishpat. Tvat is okay that way. But if it has been compounded, then Tvat cannot be an individual word. Because I said, I could make a compound have the same solution, right? So, Tvayi Bhaktihi would also become Tvat Bhaktihi. Seventh case became Tvat again. Any case will become Tvat. So, if your sentence is meaningful with Tvat as an individual padam, it's correct. It's okay. If not, it will have to be part of a compound or a tadhita. Anything else? We stop.